speak on it with who you with, Curtdog. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Welcome to speak on it with who you with, Curtdog. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Welcome to speak on it with who you with, Curtdog. Welcome to speak on it with who you with, Curtdog. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Welcome to speak on it with who you with, Curtdog. Welcome to speak on it with who you with, Curtdog. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome to speak on it with who you with, Curtdog. Welcome to speak on it with who you with, Curtdog. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome to speak on it with who you with, Curtdog. Welcome to speak on it with who you with, Curtdog. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome to speak on it. Welcome to speak on it. I'm welcome to speak on it. Welcome to speak on it. I'm welcome to speak on it. Welcome to speak on it. I'm welcome to speak. Welcome to speak. I'm 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 who you with, Curtdog. Welcome to speak on it with who you with, Curtdog. I'm who you with, Curtdog. Hopefully y'all having a great day today. It's Wednesday. Every day is a great day for me. I don't know about y'all, but end of the week is coming. Hump day. Want to welcome everyone to the show on Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, Twitch, Twitter. D Live is also in the house. Trying to see what's going on with my camera because also Instagram is in the house, but Instagram don't want me to be great. They have to line the cameras up a certain way. So let me see if I could get it straight real quick. Hopefully line up correctly. I haven't been on Instagram in about a hot minute. So let me see if okay, that's a little bit better. All right, now y'all can see my face. Thank y'all for tuning in. You can live chat with us in the chat room. We're gonna do a quick show tonight. Well, I say a quick show. Every time I say that, it ends up going much longer than what I think. So tonight we're gonna talk about Wilberforce University, which did a great thing last week. I've been having it on my notes and kept forgetting about it. We're gonna talk about them tonight. Shout out to them. George Johnson. Yeah, we're going to talk about him also. Then we also going to talk about the Texas Bar Association. So we're going to talk about them. And Ken Paxton days are numbers, so it's just a matter of time. Then tonight we also going to do Ask Curtdog Anything. So we're going to do that tonight. So if you have questions you want to know, this is the time to do it. At the end of the show, we'll give some time for that. You can ask me anything, but as I say all the time, I'm very honest and open. So be prepared for the answer because I will answer it for you. If you are on Instagram or on um, my personal page on Facebook, you can always go over to YouTube and you can chat live. If you're on Facebook, you can actually just click on go to the podcast page, speak on it with who you with, Curtdog, and we can actually display your comments as they come in. Welcome to the show, Marcella Smith. Now I'm telling you, Marcellus, I might have to use that name. Said, "What's up, my people? It's the People Show," because we are in the process of rebranding the show. So we're trying to come up with a good name for it, and also not only the name, but we're also looking for the panels to come in. Also, if you want to be a part of the show, regardless of where you're located, we can still make it happen. So Uh, I do see some people on my personal page. Take the time out and go to the page in case you start to chat with us. We could see it and we could display it because we want everybody to have that opportunity of being a part of the show. So definitely take advantage of that. So, all right. Tonight we're going to talk about Wilberforce University. Um, they surprised their class of 2020 and 2021 and cleared out all of their debt. Yeah. Wilberforce University is a privately owned HBCU in Ohio. Surprised recent graduate over the weekend by canceling more than $375,000 in debt. University President Dr. Alfred Anthony Perkin uh, made the announcement during the closing remark at Saturday commencement ceremony, stunning the graduating class, student and their family. We wish to give you a fresh start, Pinkert said. Therefore, the Wilberforce University Board of Trustees has authorized me to forgive any debt. Any debt. Boy, that's a hell of a first fresh start. You get your degree and you going into the world debt free. Yeah, that's all right. Shout out to Wilberforce University in Ohio. Never heard of the school, but sound like to me uh, you might want to send your kids there because they're doing some great things. Not saying they're gonna forgive your debt every year, but to give those students those opportunity, those parents that have taken out loans to be able to send their kids to college. No, student loans ain't no joke. They worse than taxes, and you're gonna have to pay them regardless. So shout out to Wilberforce University in Ohio. Thank you for serving the community, and I'm gonna have to do some research on y'all. Let's see what else y'all have going on up there, because I'm sure doing stuff like that, that's gonna be a pretty good thing. Um, so ran across the story, um, a video. I don't understand it, but hey, each his own. Each his own. Um, some people, they just don't want to let it go. Um, so this happened in Memphis. The man who was captured on camera using racial insults against Shelby County Commissioner Tami Sawyer in Tennessee is now under investigation by police. Um, the Memphis Police Department confirmed to WREG Memphis Thursday the man seen in a video waving a Confederate flag is under investigation as crews continue to process of moving the remains of KKK founder and Confederate General Nathan Bedford Forrest, from their spot in a Memphis park to their new home in a Confederate museum. The man is a member of the Confederate 901 group and was there as a volunteer with the group hired to move for his remains. He has since been identified as George K. Rack Johnson and has been accused of covering up a Black Lives Matter mural with bricks singing Dixie and using insults at Sawyer. Sawyer is a black commissioner in Memphis. Um, I thought it was very unacceptable, as stated and reported that gentleman was asked to leave the premises and asked not to return to the work site, said Shelby County Commissioner Van Turner. Threatening a sitting elected official and singing Dixie is not keeping the peace, Turner said. What we're doing is we're asking for peace. Sawyer had reported receiving multiple racial threats via social media and emails since video of Johnson aired. Sawyer said in a press conference Thursday that her attempt to report the threats were originally taken serious. When she tried to report the threats on Wednesday, she said she was told to call back Thursday. And when she called back on Thursday, she was told to call a different number, she said. However, Sawyer said that as of Thursday afternoon, interim police director James Rao has stepped in and assured her the threats are now being taken serious and that the online threats are being investigated, as well as Johnson. Shelby County Sheriff Floyd Bonner has also provided Sawyer with a security detail. Sawyer thanked the sheriff during the press conference. The removal of the former slave trader and Confederate general comes after a long legal battle between the Sons of Confederation veteran and Memphis Green Space, which is headed by Commissioner Turner. The site is the park has also hosted many Black Lives Matter protests calling for the statue and remain to be removed. He wanted him gone. We wanted him gone, and they wanted him. So the deal was made, Turner said. You and the legislation, you get to keep the statue. Our deal is you can't have it in Memphis or Shelby County. Both the statue and remains will be moved to the National Confederate Museum in Columbia, Tennessee. A Juneteenth celebration is being planned to take place on June 19th at the former burial site. Well, the news that came out today, um, Johnson was arrested. George Johnson was arrested, and when they asked for a statement, he said he's not apologizing. That's his heritage. I guess once again because he's actually in this situation, probably was raised like this, and he aligned his heritage to do these type of actions. Which, when I first seen the video, I'm like, okay, this cannot be a current um, elected official that he's making threats to, and kind of find out it was. So because of that, he need to be held accountable for his action. Now, of course, we're gonna see what happened because probably not too much gonna happen. But once again, you have to think for yourself. He should have known that was wrong for what he did or what he was trying to do, and it didn't work in his favor. So now have been arrested, and I believe he sat on bond, which is kind of crazy. Uh, they give these folks a flap on the hand when they do things, but then turn around and ask, why do we put race into everything? Well, the bottom line is the decision been made to remove those items, but you still trying to protest. It's nothing to talk about. The legal battle have won. They went to court to get these things removed legally, and they came up with an agreement. But you still trying to fight. That's a no-win situation for you. So because of your stupidity, now you have some other legal battles you're gonna have to face. So um, that wasn't very smart of you. Um, It's another story I said I was gonna bring up that this actually happened in Michigan. Um, a 6-year-old boy is lucky to be alive after he was shot by his neighbor. His dad believed he was upset because his son left his bike on the man's front yard. This is another prime example of what I said last night. Everybody shouldn't have guns. Shouldn't have guns at all as they start to um, relax the gun laws and make it easier for anybody to get guns, which it shouldn't be like that. Welcome to the show, T-Cal. Happy Wednesday to you also. Um, it shouldn't be like that. Um, Honor Daniel say his kids were outside on their bike on Candlewood Lane in Yepsley Township when they stopped their bike and left one in front of a neighbor home. When Kobe went back to get his bike, Daniel said a neighbor came out with a sledgehammer in his hand and said something to the boy. Daniel said he didn't know exactly what was said, but know his son said something back. After that, the neighbor went back inside, and Daniel said he shot a gun through the front window, hitting Kobe in the arm. He tried hitting me with a sledgehammer, but that's not going to work because I'm too fast. Then he got a gun and boom, shot me right here, Kobe said. The bullet went through the boy's arm and he was rushed to the hospital. Daniel said the doctor told him that the bullet been an inch either direction, it's likely would have killed Kobe. The young boy is home from the hospital and expected to be okay. According to Daniel, they had issues with the neighbor in the past, including one time where he saw the neighbor trying to throw one of his kids' bikes away. The Washington County Sheriff arrested the neighbor, who was identified as Ryan Lee Wynn. Uh, he was charged with assault with intent to murder. 3 days later, he was released on a $10,000 bond. Daniel's angry and confused. I'm trying to figure out, he got a bond so low for trying to kill my kid? Daniel said. Video which you could see above, but may be heard hard to watch. Show the kids playing on Candlewood Lane. Then you hear the gunshot, and Kobe realized he was hit. Kobe yelled out in pain, and the older child yelled. So, yelled to call the police. Daniel said Kobe doesn't entirely understand that he was nearly killed. Right now, he's not even processing what happened. He doesn't realize how close he came to not being here, but I realize it, he said. The judge gave him a $10,000 bond, which he made on Tuesday and was picking up by a family member. Well, first of all, you randomly shooting a gun and you shoot a child and you just get a $10,000 bond. $10,000 bond. That's it. That's crazy that you get so pissed that you shoot at a child for leaving his bike in front of your house. You can't say you was trying to scare him because you fired a gun. Once that bullet come out that chamber, you don't know what's gonna happen. And you get out on $10,000 bond? Though medical bill is going to be more than that. $10,000 bond for shooting a black child. And we wonder why we say all the time has two different laws. It's black laws, then there's laws for everybody else. And with black laws, we get the harsher time than anybody else. Anybody else get a slap on the wrist. You shoot at had a 6-year-old child and nothing, you get a slap on the wrist, $10,000 bond. What if you would have killed that child? I don't know. If that was me, it probably would have been ass whooping time when you got home from jail. Because you shoot my child, I'm coming after you. And we living right next door too. If you had a problem with the child, you should have went and talked to the parent. Talk to them. You have history of doing things, trying to terrorize them by trying to throw a child bike in the trash. If you have issue, talk to the parent. But instead, you decide to go out, chase the child with a sledgehammer, then turn around and shoot at the child. What if he would have caught that child and hit that child with a sledgehammer? Probably would have killed them. Probably would have killed them. Then what? His intent, because these are kids, his intent was intent to kill. But $10,000 that's a slap on the wrist. That should be a bigger fine than $10,000. In my eyes, it should be. T-Cal said, yeah, I heard about this story. Made me immediately upset. Can't believe that happened. At this point, with everything that we see that goes on in this world, I'm not surprised. I'm surprised he was even arrested. But $10,000, 10% of that is 1,000. But $10,000, that's it? Nah, he should have got way more than that. That should have been one of those. He still should be in jail. That's why I say we should not make it easy for fools to get guns. Because everybody's, just because you're able to get a gun doesn't mean you mentally stable to handle a gun. And apparently he's not. You shooting at a 6-year-old child for leaving his bike in front of your house on the sidewalk, which is a public walking area. Not saying the child should have left his bike there, but it give you no right to shoot at that child or even chase that child. If you have a problem with the kids, go talk to the parents. That's the best thing you could do. Talk to the parents. Yeah, that's crazy. Let us come on back to Texas. I've been telling y'all, I know Instagram I haven't done Instagram in a while. And but I've been telling you on the show, it's just a matter of time before we start seeing folks hauled out of our state capital. Um, and right now, I'm thinking Ken Paxton might be the first one. which he should be. If you don't know the history of Ken Paxton, I think it's been a little bit over 5 years now. He was brought up on um, fraud charges um, for got caught up, was charged in Collin County, McKinney area, and he been trying to move it around the courts since then. And just a week or two ago, Houston said no, it's going back to Collin County, and he need to stand trial for that. Last year, um, his workers in his campaign office, in his office, they came together and they wrote a letter saying he abusing his power. Uh, Even before then, when the pandemic started, uh, one thing that took place, um, excuse me, everyone thought it was to benefit them when he wrote an order to prevent um, eviction from happening or foreclosure from taking place. Those foreclosure, the reason why he wrote those orders was only to benefit his donor. One of his major donors um, was getting ready to lose some property. So he decided to step in, write an order to prevent foreclosure. And it came out as if he was looking out for the people of Texas that was laid off work due to the pandemic, and also as if he was saving them. But that order was all because of his biggest donor was about to lose his property. Now, also, with that being said, he also wanted to go to court and represent him. So, because he wanted to go and represent him, and people in his office kept telling him, no, you don't need to get involved with this. You shouldn't get involved with it. But he wanted to. So they came together, said, hey, he's abusing his power. So this is what we need to do. So they came on one accord, filed the letter with the FBI, uh, explaining what their concerns are, and the FBI is investigating that. Well, must remember also last November when Trump lost that election. He was one of the attorney generals in all those states that came together, filed all these lawsuits, trying to get the election overturned. And now the state bar is investigating Ken Paxton for that. Um, they was ordered to look into the accusation of against the Republican official. The investigation is confidential and likely to take months. Um, so after he failed to overturn the 2020 presidential election based on bogus claim of fraud amounted to professional misconduct. The State Bar of Texas initially declined to take up a Democratic Party active complaint. The Paxton petition the U.S. Supreme Court to block Joe Biden victory, and it was unacted. But he attributed that overseas grievance against lawyer overturned that decision late last month and ordered the bar to look into the accusation again against the Republican official. The investigation is yet another liability for the embattled attorney general, who is facing a year-old criminal case, a separate newer FBI investigation. Now they only saying a year-old criminal case. The first case had been 5 years. Don't get it twisted. They'll say a year-old, but that first one was before he was reelected last time, which he never should have been reelected. But people don't get out and vote for local and state election. If people got out and vote, he wouldn't be there today. Um, so uh, so now they're saying that uh, newer FBI investigation and a Republican primary opponent who is seeking to make electoral hay of the vicious controversy is also make Paxton one of the highest profile lawyers to face professional blowback over their roles in Donald Trump effort to uh, limit the defeat. A spokesperson for the Attorney General office did not respond to requests for comments. Paxton defense lawyer Philip Hilder declined to comment. Kevin Monroe, the 71-year-old president of the Galveston Island Democrat, shared his complaint with the Associated Press, along with letters from the State Bar of Texas and the Board of Disciplinary Appeals that confirmed the investigation. He said Paxton's efforts to dismiss other states' election results was a wasteful embarrassment for which the Attorney General should lose his law license. He wanted to disenfranchise the voters in 4 other states, said Monroe. It's just crazy. Texas top appeal lawyer, who would usually argue the state cases before the U.S. Supreme Court, notably did not join Paxton in bringing the election suit. The High Court threw it out. Paxton has less than a month to reply to Monroe's claim that the lawsuit to overturn the result in Georgia, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin were misleading and brought in bad faith, according to a June 3rd letter from the bar. All 4 of the battleground states voted for Biden in November. Um, like I said, Paxton, whenever he have anything to do with it, it's one of those situations. It's always gonna end bad because Paxton is all about himself. Greg Abbott is too. Dan Patrick, same way. Because let the truth be told, Greg Abbott didn't. I don't recall him saying anything about the election was a fraud, but Dan Patrick offered to pay $1 million out of his campaign fund if any fraud was found during the November election. And then you have Ken Paxton uh, going to all these different states, getting with their attorney generals, and also trying to build a case to try to get our election overturned. My eyes is saying that they didn't give a damn about our votes because the people stood up, because we refused to let a fool stay in office, and they upset. Even today, if this is your first time tuning in, I've been saying for the longest that it's finna be some heads rolling for the simple fact when you have, um, I believe it's the Dark Side group or something. We did a show on it a couple of weeks ago. They talked about the fact that they train these Republican government on how to do voter suppression and be able to win elections. That's why they trying to change our voter laws and trying to get it where they cut out the amount of polling place in the low income area and make it harder to vote by mail, and they cut the times down when it come down to the early voting stage, because for years it always been 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Now they want to do it from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Well, most people either on their way to work or have to be at work, or they not off by 5 p.m. to be able to go vote. So they trying to make it harder for you. And then I think in Houston is one of the hardest hit cities where they cut like half of their polling place down in the low income area, trying to make sure they can win. And Greg Abbott try to pass a law um, back before the election saying that we could only have one mail-in ballot drop-off place in each county. Well, how can you have one ballot drop-off place in each county when you have people in Tarrant County? Tarrant County started in Grand Prairie, but then you want them to go all the way to the west side of Fort Worth. Well, if they don't have transportation to get out there to drop it off, how is that going to benefit them? That is a modern day Jim Crow voter suppression law that they're trying to pass. And then this Senate Bill 7 that actually came out that they tried to get passed. In one part of it, you can take no more than 3 people to the polls. If you took more than 3 people, they want to know why. Why are you bringing all these people to the poll? Now, we all know Super Sunday, we will ride to the polls. It'll be a line of people, but they was trying to affect that also. So yeah, it's an issue when it come down to voter suppression here in Texas. It's a modern day voter suppression, but at the same time, if we don't get up and vote, not just for the federal laws, we also need to vote for our local laws and our state laws, because here it is. They tell you your vote don't count. The only time it don't count is when you don't get up and go vote. Like for instance, the election we had last week, it been many of changes, history that was made. Um, um, what was it? Grand Prairie have two um, new elected officials that was sworn in, two brothers that were sworn in, and that's history because Grand Prairie never had a black commission um, in Grand Prairie. You know, and I at first I thought it was 40 years, but as I did more research, it been over uh, the existence of Grand Prairie. Never had a black councilman, a city council official that was black in the city, just like Little M. They swore in the first black mayor of that city. Then also we have Frisco swore in the first black female city councilman. So once again, history can be made if you just get out and go vote. But some people want to count on everybody else to vote. We shouldn't have all these runoffs going on if we just get out and vote the first time. And that's all we have to do is go out and vote. It's not hard to do, but some people think they had this mindset and feel that your vote don't count because that's what people have always told you. But if you want changes in the world, yeah, protest, boycotting, all of that plays a big part. But why don't you protest and head to the polls, march to the polls, and then make a difference? Because if you don't go to the polls, they're not going to be concerned about you. And these laws that they've been trying to make should never happen for the simple fact they don't feel like you're going to get up and vote. And if you don't vote, they're going to pass these laws. And in the city of Grand Prairie, I've been reached out to, several people reached out to me because I had Kurt Johnson and Junior Zeno on the show talking about the election and some of the things that was going on. And people send me messages about the comments that is being made in the city of Grand Prairie. And some of these folks are upset that two brothers got elected, talking about nothing was broken. We don't need to make change. Well, it may not have been broken to you, but when you have a diverse city, that city should be represented by everybody in that city. And the thing is that some of these folks are crazy. They have lost their mind because they feel that the city of Grand Prairie is going to hell for electing two brothers. Why? It don't make sense to me. Well, you got to be open to change. Some of you are stuck in your 1950, 1960 mentality, but you don't want to see change coming. You feel like everything is okay. But as for me, I feel like the two that lost, um, they should have lost. Jeff and I don't even know their last name, Jeff and Greg. They've been there for 12, 13 years. And I was out there one day and actually seen, I believe it was Jeff father, and I heard some things about him. The man is a straight up racist. Um, so we needed that change because it was well overdue. That change should have happened years ago, but people get comfortable with what's going on and they don't want to change. But at some point, we all need to make a change for the best. um, so tonight, I try to do it once a week. I don't always get to it, but I will take questions. If you want to ask me anything, this is a good time to do it. So you could definitely ask. I cannot see the platform because I didn't bring my other computer up here, but I do see uh, people on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. I cannot see Instagram, and also um, my personal page on Facebook. Anywhere else, I can see the comments. So if you have a question, you can definitely ask. Um, and another thing, for the people that say I talk about race too much, like I tell you, if you feel like I talk about race too much, you're probably part of the problem. Until you walk 10 feet in my shoes, um, you don't understand what I've been through and what I go through. Because for me, I have a couple of strikes against me. I'm a big black man. That's both of them. And because of that, some people take that as a threat. So until you know what I've gone through and what I deal with, don't tell me about I talk about race too much. Apparently, you need to hear more about it. Maybe you would change your mindset, because when you have somebody like Greg Abbott don't want the real history of America taught in schools, that's a problem. So yeah, um, as long as I'm black, I'm always talk about race. Long as I'm speaking the truth, and that's what's important. So not sure why Instagram picture is messing up. Seem like it's zooming in for some reason. I don't know why. Uh, but try to fix it. So hopefully it get online. But yeah, that's that's the reason why I talk about race a lot, because I've been through a lot. Uh, I go through it all the time, and until you've been through been in my shoes, don't talk to me about race. Now, what you could do, if you want to know how it is to be a black man, pay attention. Watch how when you go in these stores, people watch you, or they look at you crazy. Had a hand on their phone already done called 911 and hoping you make a wrong turn. And for they could dial that last one. Or better yet, look at all the Karens and Steves that feel like you can't even work without someone harassing you because they feel that you don't need to be in their neighborhood and you actually working. So look at all of that and open your mind up. What if that was you? What if you came to a black neighborhood and the folks called the police on you for no reason? How would you feel? I don't think you'd like it too much. So yeah, I deal with it all the time. People looking at you crazy. thinking you about to steal something. Look, I put my drawers on just like you put yours on. So definitely don't come with me. What about you talk about race too much? Well, if you don't like it, tough luck. um, but that's what we're dealing with tonight. And like I said, I'm not gonna hold y'all long because tomorrow night, you know who coming in tomorrow night, Miss Risky, and she's kind of we text quite a bit. Well, we've been texting quite a bit this week. So I think she's gonna have some good stuff on. If you are on Instagram, please go to go to the link tree in my profile and click on it to go to YouTube. For the simple fact, um, I won't be able to do Instagram tomorrow with Miss Risky on because the video won't show up right. But you can always go to YouTube and watch us. Click on any one of the links to the platforms, and you can go there and watch us, and also turn around and um, chat live with us in the chat room. So we could definitely do that. And tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Central Time, Miss Risky will be on. We will have a fun full show. Matter of fact, that's the last show before my birthday. So my birthday is Sunday. Um, so Sunday, I don't know what we're gonna do just yet, but I'm sure we will have a good time. Um, it's also gonna be a trying time. Um, as most of you know, I just recently lost my mother back in February, and um, her birthday is next Monday. So it's going to be a trying time. So we'll see how that work out. And other than that, I oh, thank you, TCal. Say happy early birthday. I appreciate it. Um, I definitely appreciate it. And I appreciate you for always supporting the show. I know you come on. What's the night? Wednesday. Wait a minute. You normally off on Thursday. Are you off tonight? Because normally you come on Wednesday on Thursday. Um, or are you on your way home? I guess that should have been a better question. But so hopefully, I don't know. I'm gonna try to do something um Sunday. Not sure exactly what we're gonna do just yet, but like Marcella said, this is the people show. Everybody is welcome here, um, regardless of what political party you support or don't support. But the thing is, only thing we ask people to do is to come with facts. No conspiracy theory. Come with facts. Everybody is welcome, and most importantly, be respectful. Respectful. Um, that's all we ask you to do. And other than that, everybody is welcome here. So until tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Central Time, I love each and every one of you. Until then, peace.